All right, we are just past 10 o'clock this morning. It is a Thursday, and we have a very special guest right now because this week we have construction vehicles. They're actually building infrastructure, helping build America's infrastructure. They're rolling onto the National Mall for the celebration of construction. Who knew it was a thing, right? So I want to bring in right now the president and CEO of the Association of Equipment Manufacturers, Megan Tinnell. And this is a one-of-a-kind event, the second annual event. And Megan, thank you for joining us this morning, first of all.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. We're talking about the future of the American infrastructure, which really plays into the conversation that the president is trying to bring more manufacturing back to America. Talk to me, first of all, about this event. What is the celebration of construction?
Yeah, you mentioned it is a very unique event. It's not often that you'll see large construction equipment coming up and lining the National Mall right here in our nation's capital, and not to do a specific project, but to highlight and celebrate the industry. I heard you just talking about golfing and the PGA. Have you looked at the grass on the National Mall? Oh my gosh. I mean, it almost looks like the PGA people were keeping that as clean as they can. But with us having the construction equipment there, it's a great opportunity to celebrate the technology and the innovation that we have in the industry. And we're able to meet with the general public. We've got families coming in with their kids, climbing all over this equipment, learning about it. At the same time, we're educating our policymakers. You know, members of Congress are coming out to learn more about what's happening with manufacturers within their own states and at a national level. And then we've got regulatory authorities. The EPA is coming out, OSHA, MSHA, to learn about what the advancements mean for the future of our infrastructure.
Yeah, what does this say, the message that it sends about the importance of construction in the U.S.?
Yeah, it's a really old industry and it's not going to go away. And I know it might frustrate people at times, but really, it's so important that we have to get back on track on keeping up with the safe building of our roads and our bridges. Nobody wants to see our infrastructure crumble. And the opportunity that we have this week on the National Mall is to talk about how that technology and innovation in the industry helps us to do that more efficiently, more sustainably. We've got electric equipment out here, hybrid equipment, autonomous equipment, equipment that's using AI and telematics. It's a very different industry from what it used to be. And we have to celebrate and make sure that we're using this technology to be more sustainable when we're thinking about our world and our infrastructure.
Wow, fascinating that AI and construction are going to go hand in hand here, looking into the future. And what does that mean for job creation then?
So we represent 2.3 million men and women in all manufacturing on a national level. For you there in North Carolina, you've got about 87,000 jobs just in the construction industry alone. From a national level, we put about $316 billion into our gross GDP. Again, for North Carolina, that's about $11.3 billion. So it's a significant industry right there in your own state. And there's a lot of opportunity for jobs here. We are forecasting to be short almost 2 million people in the manufacturing industry over the next 10 years. And so we've got to, one, get more people to come into this industry, and two, embrace this innovation and new technology to upskill people. Or we might have to take some of these jobs, right, and use the technology in place of a person, not taking away a person's job, offering that person the opportunity to upskill or learn something new and continue on in this industry.
Are we seeing that kind of equipment in practice right now, AI or autonomous manufacturing, construction equipment? Wow,
Yes,
how does that work?
Absolutely. So the autonomous equipment has already been working in mining. They're just like some states are trying out the autonomous vehicles for whether it's a taxi or an Uber or a Lyft or whatever it might be. We're doing the same thing in construction. So when you're on the job site, the opportunity to have some of this autonomous equipment really leads to a safer job site. You know, when you're driving down your interstate or driving down your roads, some people go a little too fast next to those road crews, and it would really be a big safety opportunity for us to have autonomous equipment to protect some of those workers and keep them a little farther off that line.
What is the discussion or conversation like attracting new workers? You said that we're short millions of people now going into this new generation of construction and construction equipment.
Yeah, we are really working on changing the perception of what this industry is. It's not the old school, just hard hat getting dirty. I mean, it can be if that's what you're looking for, but there's also a lot related to the technology side of things. We're able to train people to be certified operators. We're able to teach people that to build the future smart cities, right, that we're all going to be moving towards. But the biggest thing is that this industry offers family sustaining wages. The construction industry actually pays on average 33% above the national average. So whether you're just graduating from high school, maybe from college, there's a job here for you, and it's one that'll get you kind of, you can establish yourself a little bit, right? Start paying off some bills, or get out there and buy that new car or that new truck you've been looking at.
All right, it all sounds good. It's part of getting into that workforce. Is this something that the U.S. is leading as far as the industry goes? Are we playing catch up with these kinds of autonomous and AI-driven vehicles?
That is such a great question. So the positive is that the members the equipment manufacturers that we represent really are on a global scale, and we work collaboratively with associations around the world. And so we'll share best practices, and we'll work together with standards development on autonomous vehicles, right? The safety side of that. But I'll tell you, as far as money being spent on our infrastructure, we are very much behind. You know, we used to have the best infrastructure in the world, and we don't see that anymore. And so we need to change that. We need to put some money into the industry, make sure that we're building safe, reliable roads and bridges, and providing family-sustaining jobs to the next generation.
The vision in the next decade or so with equipment, infrastructure, how they go hand in hand in America, what would you say that is, Megan?
The vision, well, I see us working in higher tech jobs that you might not have as much of the manual labor, but you'll have people working with some of this technology to be have a very clean, environment, working environment, as well as overall environment. Some sustainability practices that aren't even considered; they're just part of our life. We'll have better water, right? We'll have cleaner air, and we'll have more people working and able to support their families.
This is what we all want. All right, what can people do if they need more information?
Yeah, if you're not here with me in Washington, D.C., you're able to get on the National Mall this week, please go visit our website at aem.org. That's aem.org. You can learn about the celebration of construction, you can learn about the industry, or you can learn about the jobs available.
All right, Megan Tennell joining us this morning. A lot of great information. Love seeing all the videos of the kids jumping on that equipment.
It's the best part, right?
What is it about kids loving just like big trucks and
But it's not just kids; it's the adults too, right?
That's true.
Oh my gosh, look at this! And you get to climb up on some of like an excavator or something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. All right, Megan, thank you again for joining us this morning.
Thank you.